How to follow your dream or reach it? Blah. It's one of these topics that is so general. I'm sure there are thousands of books, podcasts, courses, and teachings around this. I've never really searched what's out there because I was actually busy following my dream. I was taking action. It's one of the things that goes very automatically for me. And in this podcast, I want to share out of my own experience in the hope it can inspire you too to go for your dream, your idea, your project. Know that I help people in going for their dream, especially if you feel scared to go for it or you're holding back. In the show notes, you find all the information. It would be lovely to guide you in that process too. So instead of procrastinating or doubting yourself, you trust and you're able to easily go for your dream. So, what is a dream? Of course, we have daydreaming, dreams when we sleep, and the dreams that we will talk in this podcast about. Something you want to attain, to get, to have, to do. But that's not there yet. It is something that's really present for us and keeps on coming back. I believe dreams come to us with a reason. There is a reason why they come in our minds. I believe if it comes to us, it means that we are able to do something with it. And so that's always the start of a dream. It starts with an idea, a vision, an image in your head. It starts in our heads. You know, the person who invented the wheel or electricity or a healing technique or wrote a bestseller book or built a house that's beautiful, it all started with an idea. It's disputable where exactly these ideas come from, where we pick them up, if it is given by our ancestors, if it comes from some other spirits, or just out of our own head. I personally believe God uses us to bring things into this earth. And so dreams and ideas come into our heads. Wonderful, isn't it, that we as human beings can have an idea, a pull, a desire, and that it can literally come into the physical here into earth? We often look at it as so normal, but honestly, I find that a miracle. Our ability to create an image and then to manifest it. The fact that an idea or a dream starts in our head is also right away the challenge. Because in our heads, there are a lot of different thoughts and ideas that pass. And we can have the tendency to criticize a lot. Sometimes we can even find some of our ideas or thoughts stupid. Which means that when our dreams come into our lives, with an idea in our heads, there is a big chance that we ourselves already break it down. That we send our inner critic to that idea and start seeing all the ways why it's not a good idea or why it's not possible. So the first thing that's important to do is to give your dream space. We really don't need to break it down from the get-go. Allow yourself to dream. Write down what you see, hear, feel, or smell about your dream. Make it specific, if possible, so your dream really comes to life. But I know sometimes dreams are also still vague. That's fine too. It's just about giving it space. I remember after my bachelor degree, my dream was to travel to South America. And I could feel in my heart how much I wanted this. But if I would have listened to the thoughts of the part of me that didn't find it a good idea to go, I would have never taken that sabbatical. I had thoughts like, will I still want to do my master's if I come back? Or I will never get that money together. Or would companies not condemn this gap in my studies when they want to hire me? I think it's more accepted now and even encouraged by companies, but back then it was one of my worries. It's too scary to travel alone. That was another one. So anyway, instead of giving those thoughts space, I wanted to focus on what I dreamed of. So writing it down, creating a vision board and so on are all good ways of giving space to that dream, to nourish those seeds. And it's only after this dream space that it is time to check if your dream is realistic, and if not, if you can make it realistic or a reality. This is really such an important nuance because sometimes we think something is impossible and we already give up. Meanwhile, there might have been other solutions or options. To be able to see if your dream is realistic, you first need to map out everything that is needed to get there. This can be money or physical things like material, resources. It can be a location, but it can also be skills or certain people or courage or a mindset that you know you can change or grow within yourself. For everything you write down, you will check what you already have and what you still need. And then you will look at what you can do to acquire the money, the materials, the skills, and so on. And an important thing to say here is that there is an exception on people. Like if you need certain people to get there, because people have their own free will and you can't control other people. So if your dream includes other people, you will need to align your vision and communicate properly. If things are not aligned with the other people, it can become a blockage for your own dream. So if you know what you need and what you can do to reach your dream, it is time to make everything more specific. How long will it take to reach X? How much money will I need for this, for that? This is the time you can really add time frames to it. And reaching a dream takes time. Patience is one of the skills we need to reach our dreams. Sometimes it even takes time to get more clarity on how your dream will unfold. I knew for 5 years I wanted to create a center and I could feel how it would be, but I couldn't grab the specifics, let alone that I already knew where I would do it. And now I'm building a center in Ghana, Sundiata. So sometimes it's also good to allow things to unfold. So back to being realistic. Realistic also means being honest to yourself. Once you have checked all the options to reach your dream, ask yourself, is this really possible? If yes, what will be the consequences? Am I ready or am I willing to go for it and to maybe sacrifice certain other things? This is important because along the way there will be setbacks and challenges and difficulties, and if you know why you do something and if you're okay with certain consequences, it creates another experience. For example, when I wanted to go to South America, I needed to save enough money to be able to do that trip. So I couldn't spend money on new clothes or new experiences or little travels in Belgium. And sometimes there were even like concerts or things that I wanted to do, but I needed to make a choice, you know. I couldn't do everything I wanted because I was saving for my bigger dream, my bigger goal. So sometimes I was even seeing certain people less because I was doing certain things less and I was working a lot. But I was willing to do this. So in a way, going for your dream is also seeing the bigger picture and having courage to choose. And knowing that when you choose, you also lose, but you also win. And that's the thing I like to focus on. So, what if a dream is not realistic? Now you've written down everything and you can actually see that it's not possible. This can be extremely difficult. I mean, you might be someone who can accept it easily and go for something else, but you also may have difficulties letting go of that dream. This can be really a hard pill to swallow, you know, and it is very important to give yourself all the time you need and to sit with the emotions that come up. Disappointment, grief, anger. I really believe it's important to be kind to yourself here and to go through all the feels. And once you feel you've processed it or healed from it, there might be space to tune into your previous dream again. Why did you want this so badly? Are there things you thought you would get out of this dream that you can achieve in another way? I know a story of an athlete who I don't remember her name, but running was her life. She dreamt of running at the Olympics. And one day she had an accident that made her not being able to run anymore. She was even in a wheelchair for the rest of her life. Life gave her some heavy shit. But again, how to deal with it? She probably grieved heavily. And if she would have asked why she wanted to go to the Olympics, different answers may have arisen. Maybe because she likes to surpass herself, because she wants to be seen, or maybe because she likes to win, or because she likes competition. or because she wants to show others what's possible. There's so many reasons why we want certain things, And all the things I just mentioned for that athlete are all things you can also feel in other situations. She was someone who liked to win, and she started doing wheelchair competitions. But back to if our dream is possible. How do you follow and achieve your dream? Well, you create action steps and goals out of what you've written down. And you work towards them. Sounds very easy, but I know it's not always very easy to really commit yourself and have the discipline to go and do all these steps and work towards those goals. But in a way, you create little hills out of that big, huge mountain. And you keep your patience, knowing that your dream takes time. You are persistent. You don't give up with a setback. And you focus. People, this life has a lot of distractions. There's always new ideas, new things that are possible, new people that pass by. And one of the many pitfalls is to stop with what you're doing or stop with what you're trying to reach because you don't see a result yet. And then you switch to something else. The people who eventually reached their goals and dreams, they didn't give up, even if it was challenging. So what I've shared with you now is the basic outline of how you can achieve your dream. But I didn't give you the most important thing. I touched a little bit on it in the beginning. And that thing is the importance of believing in yourself, standing true to who you are, and not letting your fears stop you. Because you will be confronted with a lot of people, opinions, situations, as I said, challenges and setbacks. If you believe in yourself, you stand true to who you are, you know why you're doing what you're doing, and you don't let your fears stop you, you'll be able to reach it. If you feel you have an idea, a dream, a project, a solution, or your own known talent that you want to bring in the world, but you're still holding back or you're afraid, but you really want it to change, I have exactly what you're searching for. I already mentioned it in the beginning. There's an online experience for multiple months that is especially created for anyone who is still holding back in going for what they feel they need to do in this world. Rooted Within is an online, powerful, transformative journey. You can go through everything independently and on your own pace. And we also have some online gatherings. The power in this journey is that it works on different levels, mental, emotional, energetical, spiritual. We touch all the different layers. And you'll also really be able to integrate everything because we're working together for different months. And in that way, you can really change things in your real life because you'll be able to try it out again and again. In the show notes, you can sign up for the waiting list. And when you are on the waiting list, you will be the first person who has a chance to sign up for this amazing journey for Rooted Within. Thank you for listening to this episode. And who do you know has a dream, an idea, a project, or a solution, or a known talent that they want to bring in the world, but are still not going for it? Forward this episode and you might make them happy. Thank you and bye-bye.